Morning, everyone. Pam here. And Jack, of course. Morning, Jack. Morning, Pam. Morning, everybody. Oh, I say, look at you. You've got your sunnies on today. They're very fancy. Oh, yes, I think I look cool in my sunnies. Tell me, Jack, do you know how old you are? Yes, I am 4 years old. 4 years old, my goodness. And Jack, do you know that your full name, do you know your Christian name and your surname? Well, my first name is Jack, yes, and my surname is Myers. Oh, Jack Myers, that's a very nice name. Well, Jack, you know, I have a story here today. The author, what does the author do again? She writes the words. That's right, she writes the words. And she's a very well-known author. Her name, same as mine, Pamela. And her surname is Ellen. And she writes lots of books for children. And this story is all about warmth and affection. And Jack, you know, you're in this book. Your name is in this book. Jack, that's right. And do you have a grandma, Jack? Yes, I do. And what does your mother do, Jack? My mother works. Oh, and what do you do while your mother's at work? Well, sometimes I go to Bass Coast Children's Centre, and other times I stay at home with my Nana. Oh, with Nana. Or Grandma. Or Nonna. Yes, that's right. Well, shall we settle down and read this story to the girls and boys? Okay, I might just sit you on my knee, Jack, while we read this story. Are you ready now? Can you see with your sunnies on? Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, every day, there's the little house. Every day, Jack's mother works. And every Friday, Jack spends the day with Grandma. This is Grandma's house. They play hide and seek. And they play roly-poly on the ground. They read stories. And they eat cake. I like cake. Yes, I like cake too. And one Friday, the clouds were big and black outside, and the rain dribbled down the window panes and rattled on the tin roof. It's raining, sighed Jack. I know, said Grandma. Well, Grandma went to the cupboard and brought out a big box. Inside the box were 4 potatoes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make a little potato man, said Jack. And I'm going to make a little potato woman, said Grandma. And they did. Grandma placed them carefully on the windowsill. There, said Grandma. There, said Jack. And they looked pleased with each other, said Grandma. We're pleased with each other too, said Jack. Then, one day, Jack and his mother had to go away for a while. That Friday, Jack didn't come to Grandma's. And he didn't come the Friday after that. Or the Friday after that. Lots of Fridays went by, and still Jack didn't come to visit Grandma. Gradually, the little potato people wrinkled and writhed, and gradually their smiles drooped and twisted. Now Grandma called them little old potato people and the little old potato woman. She looked at herself in the mirror. I'm just like them, thought Grandma. And she sat down and she sighed. Oh, dear me, dear me. One day, a stalk sprouted out of the head of the little old woman. He's growing horns, thought Grandma. Then a stalk sprouted on the head of the little old woman. She's growing horns too, thought Grandma. My goodness. Now Grandma looked at them, and the horns, they grew and they grew. And at last, Grandma could bear it no longer. She said goodbye to the little old potato people and the little old potato woman, and she buried them outside in the compost heap. But Jack didn't know, because Jack wasn't there. Soon a shoot appeared above the ground. Then another and another, and up they grew, and up they went, until they were so high that Grandma couldn't see over the top. Wow. Tambourines and treacle tarts, said Grandma. At last, one Friday, when the clouds were big and black, and the rain dribbled down the window panes and rattled on the tin roof, there was a knock on the door. Jack! Gasped Grandma. And they hugged and they hugged. They were so pleased to see each other. And they played hide and seek, and they romped and they played roly-poly on the ground, and they read stories and they ate cake. Grandma, asked Jack, what happened to our little potato people? I buried them outside in the compost heap, said Grandma, and they grew and they grew. Let's go and have a look, Jack. So they put on their raincoats, pulled on their gumboots, and they went out in the rain to see. They are there. But all they could see were stalks, now brown and dead, lying on the ground. So Grandma fetched a fork, and Jack fetched a little fork, and they dug and they dug and they dug in the ground. First Grandma found one potato, and then Jack found two potatoes. One potato, two potatoes, three potatoes, four, 5 potatoes, 6 potatoes, 7 potatoes more, said Grandma. And they found big potatoes and they found little potatoes. Soon there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of potatoes. Tambourines and treacle tarts, exclaimed Grandma. When there were no more potatoes left to dig, they dug with their fork, or they hung up their forks, and they took off their raincoats. They put away their gumboots, and they washed their hands for 20 seconds, and Grandma dried her hair. Grandma, said Jack. Yes, said Grandma. Let's make a little potato man and a little potato woman. And they did. Well, did you enjoy that story, Jack? Oh, yes, I did. I wish we could make a potato person. want to make a potato person. We could be just like Grandma and Jack. Right, Jack, let's try this. Now, I think first of all, we might need I might need a jar. And then I might need a potato. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potatoes, 6 potatoes, 7 potatoes more. That's a little song, Jack. Wow, I have a potato. This is a funny shaped potato, this one. And now I might be able to just stand him there like this in my jar, and I'll just push that up a little bit because I think it's falling down. Now let me see, our potato person. First of all, this little potato person might need some clothes. This is something I made out of a little piece of material. I could pop this over the potato's head like this. There we go. And then maybe we need some, what do we need? We need some eyes. Well, I've got some clothes here. Clothes, not clothes, they're called clothes. You use them for cooking. And here's another one. I could pop that in there, and Mr. Potato has 2 eyes. And then next we could find, oh my goodness, my camera's falling down, and then we could put a little nose here. There's a little nose there, and maybe this potato person might need a little mouth. I do have some pink paint here. We could pop a little mouth on here like this. There we go. Across there like that. Oh, there we go. And what do you think this potato person needs, Jack? Well, he's very bald. He's got no hair. Maybe we could put some hair on. Okay, hair. Now what have I got here? Oh, I have some wrapping ribbon here, and I've given it a bit of a curl, and then maybe with a pin I could stick it on Mr. Potato Head. There we go. And there's my potato person. Well, maybe today, or maybe another day, you can ask your mummy whether she's got any very old potatoes, and maybe you could make a Mr. Potato and a Mrs. Potato. I think mine is a Mrs. Potato. So maybe you could do that at home, or maybe you'd like to do it at childcare. All right, well, it's time for us to go now. So we'll say goodbye. Bye, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed the story today. Bye, all. Love you. Be happy.